Hello, my freaky darlings. Welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. This time, I have chosen to be a hot dummy. Like, that's it. I have chosen to be a hot dumbass, and that's all. I am going to use this time to unwind. If I do hardcore mode, I believe I could get a third trait, but I want to save that for next time. My name is... I went holo last 2 times, so... Miota. I live in... Oten City. I am most comfortable with she, her pronouns, so that's what we're gonna stick with. So, tough as nails, the pinnacle of fitness, an imposing presence that commands the room, and a mean right hook. Extremely good looking, a natural flirt. People just like you probably because you're a good person. I am going to be a hot dumbass. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again, and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and CD depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. And the funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your mother's cousin, and your aunt seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. Anyways, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not even sure he stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Why are you talking to me? Why wouldn't I talk to you? We're on a bus. Buses are one of the best places to meet new people, hands down, and you're the only person left to meet. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, do you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Not for that. Did he say she tried to break up with him? You can't even imagine what that must feel like. Nobody's ever broken up with you. Can't honestly say anyone's ever tried to break up with me. Yeah, I should have known. I sound a little unhinged to someone like you. But if anyone ever does try to break your heart, you might be surprised how it changes you. I honestly could have killed the woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm like into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I always wanted to go there. Get your act together. Or someday, you're going to run into someone who doesn't tolerate your bullshit. You cross your arms and glare at the young man with menace in your eyes. Huh. Alright. Maybe you have a point. I guess New York will always be there waiting for me. Anyways, where'd you say you were heading? Scarlet Hollow? Ah, the holler, huh? That's what they call the hollows up in the mountain, you know. I had a couple buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around there. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. I hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me to turn around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. No. Just, no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. And it's just sitting there. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanut soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Neota. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. So... Charmer. Your cousin might be annoyed now, but nobody's walking away from meeting you uncharmed. You flash Tabitha the sort of smile that contains every emotion you might need to convey. Relief at meeting your long-lost family for the first time, profound sorrow at the circumstances needed to make that meeting happen, and slightly nervous anticipation at the opportunity to build a new relationship. Tabitha, it's so nice to finally meet you. I was so sorry to hear about your mom. And there it is. Thanks. For a brief moment, Tabitha is put at ease before she quickly straightens up and the annoyance returns to her face. Might not have been much, but it's progress. Come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns emotions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Dialogue options labeled Explore can be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. Is there bad blood between us? All I know is my mom left and she was mad at this side of the family, but I don't know much beside that. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. So the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. You worked out the details yet? Mm-hmm. Taken care of. Don't need any help. How you holding up? Fine. Alright, if that changes, I'm here for you. Even after I go home. Sure. Remain silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it has seen better days, its crumbling elegance has not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, but always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear the doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs, and the floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Oh man, this place is huge. I can't wait to unwind. Yes, the estate is quite large, but I'd be careful about unwinding too much. You don't want to wander off somewhere you shouldn't. You might get some nasty splinters. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off, and if you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Alright, what's next? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Pet. Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frou-Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. So never mind. I don't need to go. You aren't desperate enough for this. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try since we're here. Alright, suck it up, I guess. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Toilet's a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet's full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Do you need help around here? There's a lot of boxes and stuff lying around. I could help you move some things and fix the place up. Look, I appreciate the offer, but Janie already comes in once a week. It's fine. So, I guess I'll get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you must entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. So dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and some down the line. What? Is it cool if I bring someone over at some point this week? What are you talking about? You don't know anybody who lives here. I'm here for a week. There's plenty of time for a meet cute. Are you serious? I thought you were here for a funeral. The answer is no. No guests. Please, I have enough food on my plate. I have more than enough on my plate already. Alright, so, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you and this sprawling, decrepit estate. We're gonna go straight to the Forbidden Wings. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going to the Forbidden Wings of the estate. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. Might as well head to town. If you guys aren't gone, there's nothing for you to really do here. You drop your bags off in your room and head out to explore the town. If you'd known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she was to see you. Only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. And again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Oh, I haven't seen you around here before. The young woman is noticeably flustered by your appearance. It's a phenomenon that you are, as a hot, all too familiar with. I'm sorry about Gretchen. She can be very slippery when she wants to be. Hope she didn't scare you. So, tell me more about this wonderful creature. I am in love with this dog and wish to know everything there is to know about her. Gladly. Her favorite food is Cheese Whiz, her favorite toy is an old sock I sewed to look like a squirrel, and her favorite show is Murder, She Wrote. Sometimes I leave it on in the background while I'm working to give her something to do. She'll actually sit in her little bed and watch it like a little old lady with her programs. How'd you two meet? My mom was a vet and she used to visit the regional animal shelter on weekends to do checkups. When I was real young, I'd go with her to volunteer, which meant I'd do a little bit of manual labor, then play with the dogs for the rest of the day. One weekend, believe it or not, someone dropped off this little 1-year-old pug that had outgrown its cute puppy stage. When I went to clean her kennel, she looked at me with those big, watery, nervous eyes, wagging her entire butt and whimpering like no one had ever loved her before. I couldn't not fall head over heels, you know. My parents were rugged mountain folk, so they weren't big on toy breeds, and at first they refused to even consider adopting poor Gretchen. But I kept visiting every week, and soon enough they caved and let me take her home. My dad still wasn't keen on her at first, but soon enough he was taking her out on the trails like she was a hound dog. I'm sorry for talking your ear off, but I can't help it. I could prattle on about Gretchen for hours. But what am I doing? I got so caught up in the excitement of meeting someone new that I entirely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You're in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yeah, yep. Just introduce myself. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think who would come to town for the funeral. How is she holding up? And to be honest, I've been a little worried about her all alone in that big house. Sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly as she did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Is she always so, you know, rough around the edges? Yeah, that's Tabby for you. I wouldn't take it too personally. I'm not sure what it says about her state of mind that she's still her same old grumpy self. Probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even though she'd probably never admit it. Are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in a school's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee and they got amazing biscuits. My treat. Follow. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. So, hi. I'm Neota. Just in town for the funeral. Nice to meet y'all. The woman behind the counter beams back at you. Hello there. Welcome to the Hollow. You just let us know if you need anything, okay? You nod politely, giving a small wave as you do, and you and Stella slide into the nearest booth. Looks like you'll probably be the talk of the town for a while. It's not often folks around here meet many strangers, and with who you're related to, well, folks love their gossip, you know? Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. I can hide the text box at any time. Anything for you, darling? So, biscuit and a coffee. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and, I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. I'm glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? And that gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Cool. Maybe I'll check some of these things out. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? I'd love to hit some good hiking trails after being cooped up on the bus for so long. These legs gotta move. Oh, my job actually has me running around the woods pretty often, so if you ever need a guide... Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. You didn't have to do that. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy, and it nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite, and it melts in your mouth as if it were nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Just, whoa. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, as Stella mentions she's famous. Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Wow, that's rad. Never met a YouTuber before. I'd love to check out your channel at some point. Aw, thanks. It's nothing much. It pays the bills, but it's mostly a passion project, you know? She's selling herself short. Her stuff is amazing. She hunts cryptids. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the, like, you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. I bet I could take it. Damn, you think so? Some of the folks in the comments thought it was a mountain lion. Yeah, I bet she could take on a mountain lion. Those things are barely bigger than house cats. But that's beside the point, because it's not a mountain lion. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and some on jack squat, and there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And it's too short to be a mountain lion. No way. And personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. I'm sure it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Oops. Sorry, Avery. It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. What's Skunk Ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. No skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say, want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? It's a date. Cool. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, but it's just been me and Gretchen for quite a while. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun and that's all that mattered to us. Maybe you'll get the chance to meet them later this week. So, we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Just leave a tip. Reach into your pocket and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Shower the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. I didn't pay for anything. Hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the holler, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel more alive than you've been in years. You feel alive. The fall breeze passing through the leaves, the orange hue of the setting suns painting the horizon, and the promise of excitement ahead. It's been a while since you felt this in the moment, this present. The world around you feels almost magical. Were a mythical creature to actually manifest in front of you, it would fit perfectly in with this world. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's nice to feel the chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. You expecting to find anything? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Let's move on. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always just jumping at nothing, girl. I'm sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here? A skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you ain't. Is it? Yep. I'll see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all head back to town, you hear? It's best you still steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and I won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You could never stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put the damn camera down. Aw, come on, dude. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know, I learned from the best. That you did, but I've yet to see a shred of proof you listen to any of it, the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunka-bungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week, and I can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, and I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's them damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches is sneaky. Yet, of course, you wouldn't find one in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. Couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man. The mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were empty. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's possible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. And so... Duke fan? I've met some pretty... No, that's stupid. Right on, Duke. Kill that mountain lion. Gotta protect your property. Eye for an eye, life for life. Say we let him have his night in the woods, Stella. See? She gets it. Now go on home. But I've got to film tonight. The video needs to be out by tomorrow evening so I can keep on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. You ain't the only one on a schedule. As you well know, my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty. We'll be gone near a whole week, so our chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat outside on it. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. Let's just go, Stella. It's not gonna budge. You're right. No point in losing any more time arguing. We'll head back to town. Break a leg out there, Duke. Break a what now? I mean, good luck, old man. Alright, have a nice night, y'all. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Alright. So, lead the way. And trust me, we don't have anything to worry about from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? And take a sip. She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my assistant, the gorgeous Neota, and I find ourselves hot in the... Words. I probably should not be drinking a mimosa while I'm recording this. As night falls, my new assistant, the gorgeous Neota, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching. Stellars! I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all of this gorgeous scenery. Oh, view isn't the only thing gorgeous out here. I was thinking the same thing. So just let the moment. Both of you comfortably taking in each other and the natural world all around you. Only for it to be pierced by a loud percussive snort. Get behind me quick. You don't don't have to jump to protect me. That's the sound a deer makes when they want to warn the rest of the herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. And a single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? Well, that got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, then get right into the night's activities? I've got all the best trail snacks. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. We're gonna take... one of everything. Just seems rude. Sesame sticks. The one snack I didn't make myself. I was hoping to wow you with my cooking skills, but I guess that'll have to wait for some other time. Nevertheless, a delightfully tasty choice. The chips of the hiking trail. And some would say chips are the chips of the hiking trail, but only a fool would bring such a delicate, space-consuming snack in their pack, when that space could fit another bottle of water or more snacks. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand as the quiet sounds of the evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. There's eyes. Them's eyes. How have I not noticed that? And now this will be my 4th playthrough. So, tell me what it's like in Autumn City. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family? Roommates? Pets? Tell me what it's like to be Neota. I live in a 12x12 shed in someone's yard. It was advertised as one of those tiny homes you see on HGTV. I'm not sure if I'd call it a home, but it is tiny. It's a mixed bag. And I was charging me a premium for what it is, which is basically a roof over my head and a hot plate, but it's cheaper than pretty much everything else in Oten City, and the location's hard to beat. Landlord's a little eccentric. He treats the place like a shed and comes in and out for his gardening tools, but other than that, I don't have to deal with the fuss of having roommates. And you learn to live with stuff when you're on a budget. Half my living space being taken up by garden tools isn't so bad compared to some of the other horror stories I've heard. I guess that's a good way to put a positive spin on things. Privacy stuff aside, is the landlord nice at least? Nice enough. Sometimes he asks me to do yard work for him, which is a little weird, but he doesn't charge me for utilities, so it's give and take. I get that, but I don't think I could live with the constant lack of privacy. Have you tried looking for another place? There've got to be better options than a tool shed in a big city like Oten City. I've been saving up for better. Oh yeah? Good for you. So what do you do for a living? I'm a student. Got a work-study program going on right now that keeps me going, and sometimes I participate in research studies that throw a cool $20 my way. Oh yeah? I always wonder what it'd be like to study at a big city school. Living in a dorm with a bunch of people your age, staying out late and eating pizza, meeting people from around the world. Though I guess you're not doing the dorm part. But I couldn't leave these beautiful woods behind. This is my home, and I love it here. I think leaving would just make me miss it. What do you study? Biology. Nice. I think I would have gone for something like that too if you couldn't already tell. I love it. Being out here is an incredible opportunity to see everything I've been studying in action. A crisp breeze passes over you. So, what about you? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's as sturdy as it's ever been. Remain silent. Uninterested or perhaps unwilling to probe Stella any further. Whoa. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. More deer? Could be, could be. Whenever I made that sound, I've never heard anything like it, and it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. It doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it was, it has one of Duke's chickens. Looks like it's heading north. Let's go after it. Right behind you. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oof! Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus, it's still alive. Investigate. You move towards Stella to get a closer look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Examine the growth. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut and the growth is pulsing beneath. The head. Poor chicken eyes look at you glazed over, but still rolling in their sockets with unfortunate life. The wing. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Having investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Oh jeez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie was wrong, darling. Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? We caught a glimpse of something earlier. When we chased after it, it brought us here. Whatever did this to her? I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sakes, girl. I don't want to be in another one of your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Duke, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches! Duke, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? That ain't the sound of something peace. Like, whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. Come on, you whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Quick, they're closing in on us! Gretchen under the arm and dive for the flashlight. ¿Por qué no lo dos? You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. This is your moment. Every pull-up you've done, every hill sprint you've ran, every meal you've eaten, all of them have led to this. I said, aim the damn thing quick! Light up the woods. Perfect. Just grazed it, but that should make it pretty easy to track, eh, Stella? Yeah, blood trail's pretty hard to miss. I guess we know it wasn't mountain lions after all. Oh, it didn't look like any cryptid I've heard of either. This is gonna be one hell of a video. We've got to go after them while we still have the chance. Thanks for taking care of Gretchen, by the way. I can take her from here. I'll be damned if I let her chase after those things alone. Alone, you have no choice but to follow Duke, Stella, and Gretchen into the darkness. Go after them. The options are go after them or guess I'll die. You steel your nerves and run into the unknown. As you push deeper into the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. Keep running. Are you trying to get us all slow down? I think we're almost there. The trees are starting to thin out. Lord, that smell. The The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you, Stella, and Duke stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest, and you are surrounded. Get all the footage you need, Stella. I can take them. Are you out of your mind? There's got to be dozens of them up in the trees. They're circling us to protect their brood or whatever it is they've been planting in these animals. We got to get out of here while we still can. And Duke's right. There's too many of them, and we've got plenty of footage. We need to get out of here and fast. Just as you follow Stella and Duke in a mad dash through the woods, so too do the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest. In the highest branches of the trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. Quick, my truck's down this way! You make it to the road, but 3 of the creatures stand between you and Duke's truck. Clear a path. Stay back. You take a single deep breath before propelling yourself towards the creatures. Punch. As they recoil, squelch. Ugh. Punch a ditchling. As they recoil, you plant a foot firmly in the ground and throw your body towards the abomination to your right, your fist firmly connecting with a powerful haymaker. Its body feels wrong, as if your blow had just collided with a bag of loose organs instead of with a living creature. Caught by surprise and outmatched by your physical prowess, the creatures leap back and scatter into the woods. You are still the dominant species here, at least for now. Get in the truck. Let's get the hell out of here. Do we have to take the truck back? I can just walk. Those creatures left. I'll be fine. Stella, no, now's not really the time. Alright, I can do this. You squeeze into Duke's tiny 2-seater truck, tucking your legs on either side of the gear shift. Stella stares ahead in silence. She clutches Gretchen protectively, staring straight forward, expression blank as the truck quickly starts to rumble its way down the dirt road. Okay, that was car sickness, huh? She doesn't respond. How she feels is her business. No need to go prying at a time like this. Let's focus on getting out of these woods before something else tries to come after us. He glances over to Stella, his hard face softening slightly. It'll just be a few more minutes. You'll be alright. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the truck comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. Thanks for taking me home, Duke. Anytime, but Jesus, Mary, Joseph, what were those things? I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like them, but I've got a ton of footage. Nothing really clear, but it's a start. Let me know if anything happens with Birdie, alright? She's gonna be fine, you hear? I better go check in with Bo. He'll be worrying about me. You and your friends stay safe. Looks like those things didn't follow us, but no point in talking about the butts. Just look out for yourselves. Take care, Duke. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. Call her. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. Text her that you're okay. Your message sits unread. I think I'm in trouble. There's a lot of texts and missed calls from you-know-who. Maybe Tabby's just worried about you. God, what a mess this night has been. I can't believe you punched one of those things. It felt like hitting a bag of organs. Not that that's something I've done, but it was just like meat suspended in jelly that was barely held together over a stretched out bag. I don't think it had bones. And here I thought skunk ape sounded gross. Okay, so what do you make of everything we saw? I don't know. I haven't seen or read about anything like this, although maybe we gotta find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Our place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. Sure. Let's do it. Cool, let's go. I hope she's still awake. Yoda. Jesus. You and Stella turned to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure's already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm so sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Mrs. Forsythe. This is Neota. Is it okay if we come in? Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Neota. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler, and now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. I've never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass your condolences on to me. I have no feelings about her. Huh, that's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do. Regardless, I'm sorry about your mother. We were good friends for many years, you know. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. So, we need your help. Ah, yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which ace, and I know a bit about classic spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? We ran into some creatures out in the woods. These things, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter's always had a brighter gift for nature than I. This wasn't the local wildlife, Miss Forsythe. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. Ah, one of your little videos. Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest. Within the town limits. Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder, if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What? Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato. And a stranger. A cute stranger? Just call me cute? No, you must have misheard me. You must be Tabitha's cousin. Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and a friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead animals and sick animals in the recording. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? Sorry either of you had to see this, but Neota and I had no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine, really, I'm okay. Just remain silent. Unfortunately, if these creatures are what I think they are, the two of you are embroiled in something quite sinister. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Neota with this tailypo crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Sybil holds her silence. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need the... It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Stella, whatever those things are, they aren't magic. We can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw that nest. What were those growths? I punched one of them in the face. It was super gross and squishy, like it didn't have bones. You punched one of them. Also, that doesn't make any sense. How can they move like that without bones? Neoda's not lying. I saw her punch one with my own eyes, and that's a good question, Neeks. How can they move like that without bones? Clearly, something supernatural is afoot. It's much more likely that she's just misremembering things. That being said, that sounds kind of grub-like. I wonder if those growths are some sort of parasitic larval stage. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something like this out there. Not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you a couple of cups. It'll soothe your nerves. I don't know. It's getting late and I should let Neoda get some rest. I ran a ragged today, what with all the hiking through the woods and terror. I'm still wired. Okay, maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has any information on ditchlings? Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my homemade peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Call me if you need to talk. And thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Neoda. It's excellent iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps to wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Sorry, Stella, that's more of a third date kind of thing for me. I didn't mean it like that. The woods are full of monsters and the road back to the estate goes right through them. I'm just teasing you. I should check on Tabitha, though. Yeah, I get that. She's probably worried sick about you. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. You and Stella exchange numbers. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, we're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet Estate alone. Continue. Almost home. Keep going. You've made it. Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash for the door. Knock. As you raise your arm, the door swings open. Where the hell have you been? I texted you back. I called you back. Did you? I didn't notice. So I saw horrible things tonight. Ah, so you met Stella then. That explains everything and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. You don't want to hang out? I'm all hyped up on adrenaline from tonight. I'd love to hang out just a while, cool down a bit. No, I'm not going to hang out with you. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I'm asleep. Just go to your room and sleep. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and leave the night behind you. As you settle into your room, you remember that Stella asked you to call her once you got back. Call her. Hey, how are you? Did you make it back alright? Yeah, how are you? You okay? Yeah, I'm alright. How are you? Totally fine. I mean, as fine as could be, I guess. You don't have to worry about me. Go get some Z's, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. I wonder if this is going to be any different since we didn't let Stella lose anybody this time. These ending animations are just so pretty. No, still actually, I don't think that was Stella, was it? I thought it was Stella, but that could have been Reese. Big Betty. So I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as choices in chapter 2, 3, and 4 go. I am going to try to include Tabitha in most things. Mixed North Carolina and bell pepper. This is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits, so we're going to save. This was a branching path that I was satisfied with it, so I'm going to save over it. And anyway, that was all for this video. And I can't wait to see how this turns out. But I am going to save that for another time. I will see you all in my next one. Bye!